My children and I were in a domestic violence relationship. By turning to legal aid, I got out of the relationship. My kids are now happy, involved in stuff. We're able to share times with my family, which I wasn't able to do before.
This is Nikki, just one of the thousands of clients Legal Aid of Nebraska serves every year. As a private, nonprofit, statewide law firm, Legal Aid provides free civil legal services to low-income Nebraskans. Legal Aid is not a governmental agency and does not handle any criminal cases. It does provide free legal services for a wide variety of civil litigation, including family law, such as child advocacy, child custody, child support, and divorce. Housing, like evictions, landlord-tenant, and foreclosures. Consumer issues, such as bankruptcy, predatory lending, garnishments. Benefits, including Social Security benefits, disability benefits, and veterans benefits. Tax issues, like earned income tax credit and tax controversies.
They were able to steer me in the right direction to get out of my home, to help me get out of my home, to get support for my children, medical or housing, whatever the case may have been. They were also able to steer me in the way to just get some guidance or some counseling to help me through it.
And the legal aid lawyers are really good lawyers, very experienced. They know the system. They know where the services are. Because folks may have, I think it would be very rare that somebody comes in and they have one kind of problem, a legal problem. They probably have a whole complex of problems.
If we have a victim of domestic violence calling us, the first thing we want to know from that person is, are you safe? Okay? And if not, here are some agencies out here who can help you be safe. So we definitely give those phone numbers out so that the individual can address, how do I live where do I live? How do I have my children with me? How do I stay safe? We also, when those calls come in, we address the legal side. We say, okay, now what is it you need from us? How are you going to be able to legally break free from the abuser? Typically that means either a divorce case or a custody case. And we generally handle, we would forward either of those cases on to our local office to assist in either getting the divorce or the custody case done. And again, we would make all the necessary referrals. We work hand in hand with the other agencies out there, such as the YWCA, Catholic Charities, Lutheran Family Services, whoever it is that's assisting the victim with the other needs.
Nearly 1 out of 6 Nebraskans qualifies for legal aid. Friends, neighbors, family members, people we know. These are the clients of Legal Aid of Nebraska. Thousands of calls come in every year and continue to increase, but Legal Aid only has the resources to assist 15% of those in need. The impact of the help and assistance that Legal Aid provides to its clients also benefits the entire state.
Legal aid provides a substantial economic benefit to the state. Sometimes people don't really recognize all of the avenues where legal aid can benefit the state. But when it comes to situations like veterans who have not been afforded the benefits that they're entitled to, or domestic violence situations, legal aid, by taking people and focusing in upon their security, their subsistence level of living, and basically the shelter, their houses, is able to move people into self-sufficiency. And from the numbers I've seen, for every dollar expended in legal aid, there's a $4 return to this local economy. These are dollars primarily coming from outside of the state to people here within the state.
By resolving people's legal issues, Legal Aid is able to generate a $4 return to the state's economy for every Nebraska dollar spent on supporting legal aid.
As a judge, I have the opportunity to see the disadvantages of people not having legal services and coming before the court. And we talk about providing equal justice before the law. It is not equal justice when someone is not able to represent themselves or find someone to represent them. And that is one of the primary goals of Legal Aid Society.
Legal Aid of Nebraska provides toll-free statewide coverage via its access lines: Farm Ranch Rural Hotline, Elder Access Line, Native American, and Spanish hotlines. In addition to operating these services statewide, Legal Aid of Nebraska is addressing the growing problem of medical legal issues confronting families through its medical legal partnership with Boys Town Pediatrics.
Legal Aid of Nebraska helps us address the children issues because of the fact that very often children are affected by things that are really outside their control. As an example, we expect and are seeing more veterans come back to the state who need public services and have difficulty getting them. These veterans very often have children, and that affects them. Also, with the current financial crisis and the foreclosures and families being moved, having to move out of their homes and their communities, again, it's a place where a direct connection with legal aid to help those families hopefully stay in their homes has a direct impact on the health and well-being of their children. Legal aid is needed in every community in the state of Nebraska. As an example, the 6 counties with the highest number of uninsured children in the entire United States out of the top 50 counties fall within the 3rd Congressional District. This is a problem of every county. What you find in rural Nebraska is really a lack of mental health resources, a lack of medical resources, and very often when you have that, the kinds of problems that legal aid could help, or where they could be helped by public programs, frequently never get addressed. And legal aid, I think, is really a partner in health.
Now more than ever, Nebraskans need quality legal aid, representation, and equal access to the justice system, especially those people of limited resources.
It's an absolute necessity in today's society. The unfortunate reality is we're seeing, because more and more people cannot afford attorneys, they are trying to represent themselves in court, doing it on a pro se basis. And the courts have turned to us and said, what do we do with this crisis? We have a crisis. People cannot afford attorneys. They need attorneys, and they're trying to do it on their own.
For nearly half a century, Legal Aid of Nebraska has connected people in real need with the legal services necessary to keep their finances and lives from spiraling out of control. From securing child support payments to keeping people in their homes, from assisting veterans and the elderly with their health care to helping farmers with legal issues, Legal Aid of Nebraska is committed to promoting justice, dignity, hope, and self-sufficiency through quality civil legal aid to those who have nowhere else to turn. For more information or to see how you can help, call 402-348-1069 or visit legalaidofnebraska.com.